Hello class, my name is Matthew Coleman Foster, and today I'm going to share something very special and important to me, which is my campaign hat. I've always wanted to wear the campaign hat. I've always wanted to be an instructor. In fact, I have instructors in my family, and I feel as if I'm carrying on my family's legacy when I am not only in the service, but I'm being a drill instructor as well. And I feel that the hat that I've earned and that I wear represents this. To fully grasp something, I feel that it's important that you understand the reasoning behind the importance. If it wasn't for the experiences that have led me to obtaining my campaign hat, I would not be where I am today. And I believe that not only my positive experiences, but also my negative experiences have led me to the point of wearing the coveted campaign hat. I can remember the first time I saw a campaign hat. It was when I saw my Uncle Ray wearing one. I remember how proud he was, and I could tell that it was something important to him. I knew he was in the Army at the time, but I didn't know exactly that he was a drill sergeant. I spent a lot of time with him because I didn't have a father figure, and I remember when I was 6 years old, he took me to work. I don't think I was supposed to be there because he hid me away in his office, and I heard him yelling at some recruits. And I remember thinking that it was funny and that I wanted to be just like him. My uncle was not the only one in the Army. My mom was in the Army. My other uncle and his wife, they were also in the Army as well. They all retired except for my mom. They always went on journeys. They always went on deployments, TDYs, that kind of thing. And they would always bring back gifts and have stories. And I think seeing how they served and also seeing my uncle as an instructor helped plant the seed for the dream of wearing and earning the campaign hat. With having seen my uncle as an instructor and having him as a role model, I felt that I should follow in his footsteps and join the military. So after receiving advice from both of my uncles, I joined the Air Force. And upon arriving at basic military training, that's where I got my first impression of an Air Force MTI, dedicated to training the civilians entrusted to his care, my instructor, Technical Sergeant Staten. Now, my instructor, he set the standard, and he pushed my flight with tireless dedication and endless discipline, which resulted in the graduation of the flight overall. I always took notice of how important his hat was to him, and it reminded me of how I first saw my uncle with his campaign hat. After I graduated from basic military training, I went into the Operational Air Force, and I had good supervisors and I had bad supervisors. And I think through the experience with those supervisors, I learned how I wanted to be and how I did not want to be when I attained that rank. It also made me wonder what their instructors were like when they first got off the bus. I think that this finally bolstered my desire to become an instructor and wear the campaign hat even more. So as soon as I put on Staff Sergeant, I vocalized my desire to be an instructor with my family and my friends, which was met with encouragement and support. So I started the application process, which entailed being approved by my commander, endorsements of several high-ranking individuals, a mental health exam, getting full-length photos taken, and an interview. I turned my package in and I waited, hoping that my dream would come true and that I would finally be able to get to be an instructor and wear that campaign hat. I finally got selected a couple months later and orders to Lackland Air Force Base, San Antonio, Texas. I attended the instructor schoolhouse, which consisted of constant teaching, drill, interaction with trainees, conducting and leading PT at the training squadrons every day. And it also came with long hours, and when I was home, less time with my family, but more time in my books. But I was very determined to reach my goal. I was very determined to earn the campaign hat, and I didn't want to let the individuals that had brought me to this point down. After about 8 weeks at the schoolhouse, my classmates and I were deemed worthy of wearing the campaign hat, not only representing America and the foundation of our military, but also everything and everyone that had brought me to this point. I finally had realized my dream, and I had that hat finally earned. There were times that I was told that I wouldn't be any good and I couldn't do this. And I think the fact that I'm standing here today talking to you is proof enough that it is possible. I think that the hat signifies this and so much more. Now that I finally wear the hat, I finally understand the appreciation and respect that not only my uncle but also my MTI had for their campaign hats. I hope you can now understand not only my appreciation but also the importance of my campaign hat. Thank you for your time.